Sitting ovation.
Thank you.
Our visiting professor today is Jason Tardy. Variety entertainers appeared on America's Got Talent, the CBS's The Early Show, Inside Edition, and CBS Sunday Morning, at the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas, the Golden Phoenix Casino in Reno, even 3 times at the White House. Jason, welcome to Balderdash Academy.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
Woo!
So, Jason, you started performing professionally at age 15. You've trained extensively at the Celebration Barn Theater with mime master Tony Montanaro, with Broadway comedians, gold medal jugglers, Cirque du Soleil performers. What inspired you to get into this totally normal line of business?
Well, let me first mention one thing. People are going, what is gold medal juggling anyway? Is there actually a thing? So there's juggling conventions and they award gold medals for certain acts and different things. So there is this big nerdy thing called the juggling convention where a bunch of juggling nerds get together and award each other medals. So that
makes sense,
really
though.
Cool.
It's very sweaty.
Wait, does everyone get gold?
No, not everybody.
You get a gold, and you get a gold.
But what honestly got me into it is I grew up in Buckfield, Maine, which some of you may know is the juggling capital of the world.
Wow.
And not really, but I met Mike Micklon there, who is the artistic and executive director of Johnson Hall. And at the time, he was a variety performing artist himself. And he saw my brother and I in a local talent show dancing around to Weird Al Yankovic music, just being silly. And he was like, wow, you guys have a lot of energy. And I think basically what he saw was we were not afraid to look really stupid in front of a lot of people. And he saw himself in that and said, hey, because when he was in middle school, he had Benny and Denise Reel, another traveling performing group, kind of take him under their wing. And he thought it was a great thing to pass on. So luckily, he saw us and said, you guys should learn how to juggle, learn how to perform. And within a few months, we were doing things in his shows and then even doing small paying gigs, birthday parties, things like that.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Awesome.
It's all Mike Micklon. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. You're on next.
I'm not sure if people understand how powerful the ability to feel comfortable looking like a fool on stage actually is, and how important that is in performing in general. To either play the part earnestly, or for us with improv and comedy to embrace the scene truthfully, regardless how crazy it is. Now, is that something that you just fell into? You were comfortable joking around, or is that something that you worked on? Where did that come from?
I think a lot of it was I was kind of comfortable with that already. My dad had always been a pretty funny guy growing up and just being silly and making people laugh. And I found that kind of to be a natural thing for me. But then the more you really get into performing, the more you realize, yeah, you got to let go of the ego, and especially with serious acting. I haven't done much serious acting really. But what I try to do is, have fun. And I think that's the biggest thing that Mike taught me was, if you have fun on stage, the audience is going to have fun. And even if you make a terrible mistake, you drop everything, you screw it all up. If you get all tense, the audience is going to all of a sudden hold their breath and feel tense. And if you laugh it off and go, sure, whatever. And then you pick it up and they're like, oh, that guy doesn't care he messed up. I guess I don't care either. So having fun is like, I do shows with Steve and we say that before every single show. Like, have fun. Like, all right, we're going to make each other laugh. And if their audience has a good time, great. We get paid either way.
Yeah.
Wait, we get paid, Jason?
In Oreos.
Oh, right, obviously. Yeah.
Those Oreos.
Double stuffed? Are they double stuffed?
They
Not
were
always.
During the holidays.
Yeah, during the holiday season, I get a little bonus. Yep.
Yeah.
So where did you develop your skills? You're a juggler. You do shows with music. You do fire breathing. Where did that come from? Like, how did you learn how to do it?
Yeah, so a lot of the juggling started out with Mike Micklon. He could juggle and taught us kind of how to get started. And then we started meeting up with other professional jugglers and learning from them. And then things like the fire eating and things like that. Actually, I learned that from a friend of mine who was a juggler. We were doing a Halloween show. We made a bed of nails, which to make it right so it doesn't hurt is really hard to do. And we didn't make it perfect. Let's just say that. They have to be the same height and stuff, so that helps.
Yeah. I have a scar on my foot. I have a scar on my foot from a bed of nails I made wrong.
Oh,
so yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
Everybody's making beds of nails.
Yeah.
Like you do.
You made that bed, lie in it.
Right.
It's a Serta.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we were doing Halloween shows, and one of the guys is like, I said, let's do a freak show. I'll lay on the bed of nails, I'll juggle knives, that kind of stuff. And I said, and he knew how to eat fire, so he taught me how to eat fire. Which,
That's very cool.
You start with a small fire and you work your way up.
And is there a lot of calories in fire? Like,
it burns calories.
Oh, it does. It burns calories.
Yeah.
Points.
I need to go on a fire diet then.
Get points?
Yeah, you get points, Jason. He's in the lead.
I have my fire stuff here. If you want me to show you, I can.
Yes.
Do you want to see that?
What? Nobody's ever shown off during the show. This is great. Yes.
You might notice I'm in. This is my garageatorium. So during
Awesome.
these crazy times, myself and actually Steve's done some shows with me where we do shows here in my garageatorium. So it looks great from this angle. This angle, it's a mess. Yeah. Honestly, my fire sits right here next to me, so that's why. Hold on.
I mean, has anybody said no when you offered to say, would you like me to see me eat fire or breathe fire? Like, who would say no to that?
Every once in a while, there are some people, and usually it's older ladies, and they're like, no, like they want to be my mom and like say, no, that's a bad idea. And they actually care about me. Most people are like, yeah, let's see the juggler get hurt. So that's what I'm used to.
Oops.
I hope you've never had to do that at like a hay convention.
You know what? I did a show, this is not a joke, at a fall festival, and the stage was surrounded by hay bales. And we're just like, come see the fire jugglers juggle around hay bales.
Smokey the Bear was not okay
New
with
York.
that.
Watch this.
Ooh, look at the tongue.
Oh, wait, this one I've been working on. This one's really hard. Let's see if I can get it.
Ooh, yeah, that's sick.
There we go.
Wow.
My eyes are watering a little bit.
Oh man.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah. Cleanse that palate of fire.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, if you do it right,
Wow.
it's like eating hot pizza and you kind of burn your tongue a little bit. That's if you do it right. If you do it wrong, I've cinched eyebrows, eyelashes, facial hair.
That look was really in, though, last year, so you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
missed that. Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
it's a Marilyn Manson thing. How did you get to perform at the White House? Yeah. How did you get to perform at the White House? What happened there?
So I called the White House. That's about it.
Brilliant!
Yeah. So I found out they do this event called the Easter Egg Roll the Monday after Easter, right? It's this big festival on the White House lawn. Celebrities are there. There's musical acts, all this kind of stuff. And Mike Micklon had been there, but he wasn't the one who booked it. A performing partner of his did, and he wasn't really sure how. So I said, all right, well, I'll just call the White House. So I looked up the phone number for the White House switchboard. I talked to somebody, and they sent me to the wrong person. And eventually, I think it took more than a year to finally get to the right person.
Wow.
I talked to the right person, and they were basically this production company that the White House hires out to kind of put on the event. And I talked to them. They vetted us. They, checked all of our credentials and watched our videos. Said, yeah, my brother and I got to go to the White House, and we opened for Sesame Street, the Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus, and Hannah Montana.
Whoa.
No way, they were both there?
And
She did one set
They
as
were.
Miley Cyrus and then switched to Hannah Montana. It was while she was trying to become Miley Cyrus, basically.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Seriously.
be right back, guys. I'm just gonna call the White House real quick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just
yeah.
real quick.
That were, yeah.
Talk to the right person. It might take a while.
Yeah.
Be prepared to be on hold.
That is a huge lesson, though, about shutting yourself off. Yeah, it's like what Wayne Gretzky said: you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to say no.
That's it.
Don't go to the White House.
Or how did you get this number?
Well, yeah.
The thing about hockey, though, and I know this because I'm a coach, you only make about 10% of the shots you do take. So, it's not much better from 100% to 90%. Just put it out there.
How many shots did you have to take in that year to get to the right person? Like, how many calls did you have to make?
Yeah.
I feel like I talked the switchboard person, then they put me in touch with someone they thought was the right person. And then finally when that person got back to me, which like I said, I feel like I called them over months, and then the Easter egg event happened. So then I had to wait for the next year. And then finally I talked to the right people. And then I feel like even then it was too late to get vetted for it. But then they booked us for the next year after that. And then we did it 3 years in a row.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Jason, I think you should tell the people that don't understand how awesome Audio Body is and what is involved in it, because it's an awesome show, and now you're doing it in your auto garage or whatever you called it, and doing it live.
It's a garage auditorium.
So, I think you should describe people. Tell people what it is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Audio Body is kind of fun because my brother and I came up with the show basically because he was writing music for our juggling show. And the music was becoming really popular. People used it for the Diet Coke and Mentos videos, which were, a huge viral video, one of the first viral videos ever. And people were like, we want to see this band Audio Body. And he was getting emails from different countries, Germany, Finland, like, we want to see Audio Body. And we're like, Audio Body is Matt writing music in his basement for a juggling show. So then he said, well, yeah, I should make a band. I should do this. And then he was talking to me. And then a few different ideas came through, and then eventually we said, oh, it's a music show where we play the music with these crazy giant musical inventions, like this giant drum set we built, this Lego contraption that pushes buttons, and we use juggling balls, electronic jumpsuits where we hit our bodies and clap. All this stuff is a way to play the music, but also incorporate the circus arts, the juggling, the contortion, all that kind of into the same show. And over the past, we've been doing the show for about 10 years. The show has kind of evolved more and more, and we've kind of moved it more and more into the circus arts direction. So now we call it electronic circus arts, because it's like electronic music, light shows, crazy inventions mixed with all the circus arts. So it's kind of just like a couple extra layers on top of a normal kind of variety juggling show. And I think it makes it much bigger of a production. It's a lot more setup, a lot more work. It's mentally draining to come up with all these ideas and make sure the computer's working and everything else. But it's a lot of fun too. And now Steve does the show with me. Steve used to be my and Matt's apprentice. And we kind of got him into juggling and performing, and then trained him how to do the Audio Body show. And when Matt moved to Texas, Steve started doing it a lot more because we do a lot of shows in the Northeast, so it makes it a little easier.
Yeah, you still owe me some Oreos, I think, from last night's show.
Yes.
With such a technical show, how many redundancies do you plan for? So, like when we do a mystery, I usually have, even for something as simple as the music we play on break to build that atmosphere, I usually have 4 redundancies in case one fails.
Wow. Well, you're way more prepared than I am.
That's what he does.
He's just ready for anything.
Yeah.
Most of the redundancies really it's right next to the laptop. We have this special tool. It's a giant thing of black duct tape, and that has saved us more than anything. Like something breaks and we're like, duct tape it. But honestly, we do carry equipment, things to repair most of what we do. So I have we have all the tools where I can build things, I can rewire things. I got extra wire, extra springs, certain things use springs, extra Legos for a Lego contraption. But honestly, zip ties, super glue, and duct tape. If we have that, I can pretty much fix the show.
A Mainer's tool belt.
All right.
I can't even like list all the times on both my hands and feet how many times I've just been sitting there 10 minutes before a show eating a sandwich, and Jason's over there like soldering together some electronics.
Soldering iron.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just sitting there eating my sandwich. I can't do anything. I'm just eating. And Jason's over there like 10 minutes to go soldering things together.
No, I get it. I started in film and video, and for the first probably 5 years, my life was held together with gaffer's tape.
Yeah.
So,
that stuff's too expensive, though.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like $15 a roll. I'm going with the $3
Yeah.
tape.
Well, in English,
it's free if you get it from work.
That's true.
in English language, you really want to eliminate redundancies. So
True.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask. So you started. You were kind of discovered with your brother during this talent show.
Right. Yeah.
And it sounds like you've basically been working with him ever since. How has that gone? How has that like changed your relationship with your brother or influenced it? Like now he's in Texas. Was that a difficult change when he moved?
You know what? So first of all, we do get a lot of people asking us like, how can you do a show with your brother? Like,
Yeah.
Or parents going, my kids could never work together like that. They would kill each other. And honestly, Matt and I, we used to fight a lot. You know, it would be a lot of like, Matt would get mad at me, he'd fight, and I'd like, stop, you know, and then slam his head against something and he'd stop. So that wasn't supposed to be funny.
That's okay.
That was the truth.
That was kind of sad.
It was the 80s. It was fine. You could do that.
Yeah, exactly. Once we actually had a common goal, that makes it way easier to get along. Because once we're working together, we're like, oh, we have to do a show together, and we have to throw fire and knives to each other and not
On
at
purpose.
each other. So honestly, having like that common goal, I think really helped our relationship. It made it stronger because we're like, all right, we have to get along. We have to work together. And, you know, I think that helped us a lot. And then throughout the years, we've been moving all the time. We grew up here in Maine together. Then he moved to Rochester, New York. Then shortly after, I moved to Rochester, New York. And then he moved to New Hampshire. And then I moved to Maine. And then he moved to Maine. And then he moved to Texas. And I'm like, nope, not following you this time, buddy.
And then you slammed his head against something.
I said, no, again. But yeah, him moving this last time, honestly, it hasn't made that much of a difference. I mean, we still do a lot of the bigger shows together, and in some ways it actually opened up more work because I never really did solo shows that much at all. There was no reason to. I could always do a show with my brother. And then the more we kind of kept moving around, the more I started doing little solo shows here and there. And I think a lot of performers start out doing a solo show and then figuring out how to work in another performer they know, and it's kind of the opposite. So for me, I went, oh, how do I do a show by myself? Like, how do I set up a joke and say the punchline? It's really weird to do it that way.
yeah.
In some ways, when he's moved away, it opened up smaller gigs that normally we couldn't take because there was two of us.
That's cool.
So it actually created more work for me because I was like, oh, I can actually market to this market or that market, which normally it wouldn't be worth it for the two of us. So yeah, hasn't been that bad.
Do you do the thing where you like blow the fire out?
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. I was just asking.
Dude,
Just strictly for
I mean,
bug roasting purposes.
even I could do that one on a good day. You just get a blow.
Oh, can you, Steve?
Yeah, I can blow fire out sometimes. Yeah. Have you never blown fire out? I can do it with my nose.
We would like to see it next show. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Bum-ba-da-bum. Whoa! There it is, folks.
There it is.
Do you have any
He's not
squash
messing
balls in your
around.
garage?
You just gotta ask, and then
Juggle 7 knives.
Join us as we return in our next segment with Nate's Pop Quiz for Steam and Lie Again, only on Balderdash Academy. Go Dashers!
Woo!
Hey, grab a beverage from the Space Station bar and have a seat with the masseuse before finding out if Steve's able to pull ahead, despite Jason's best efforts to make Steve lose. Catch it all on the next episode of Balderdash Academy.
Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. You can find us on your favorite podcast service as Balderdash Academy. Go Dashers!